Do you think forgetting things is just a natural part of aging? I used to think so too, until I discovered this 60-second trick that makes a group of forgetful grandparents think more clearly than many people in their 30s. Hello, I'm Dr. Evelyn Carter, neurologist with over 30 years of experience, helping older adults keep their minds clear, strong, and active, no matter how many candles are on the birthday cake. And let me ask you something. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there? Gone blank trying to remember the name of someone you've known for years? Felt like the words are in your head, but you can't bring them out with clarity? You're not alone. Every day I hear similar stories in my office. For a long time, I believed these memory lapses were simply part of aging, until I began observing something different. People in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who not only maintained sharp memories, but also moved with confidence, expressed themselves clearly, and remembered childhood details as if they had happened yesterday. The difference wasn't a miracle pill or an expensive therapy. It was a small routine, a set of simple movements that awaken areas of the brain we normally let sleep. Movements that anyone can do sitting in a chair, without effort, without risk, and without special equipment. You don't even need to stand up. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any brain health advice designed especially for you. If this video is being useful to you, write a 1 in the comments. If you think I can improve, write a 0. In this video, I'm going to teach you that routine. 5 short exercises that activate the most important areas of the brain, like memory, concentration, balance, and mental clarity. And if you stay until the end, you'll learn how to combine them all into a powerful sequence that takes exactly 1 minute per day. 1 minute. That's all. But it's a minute that can give you back 20 years of mental youth, because it's never too late to awaken the mind. Let me tell you about my patient, Mary Helen Rodriguez, 74 years old, retired teacher from Boston. When she came to my office 2 years ago, she could barely remember what she had for breakfast that morning. She looked at me with sad eyes and said, "Dr. Carter, I feel like my mind is shutting down. I forget my grandchildren's names. I walk into the kitchen and don't know what I went to get. I'm afraid it's something serious. I ran all the necessary neurological tests. There was no Alzheimer's, no dementia. There was just a tired, disconnected brain that needed to be awakened." I taught her exactly what I'm going to teach you today. 5 simple movements, 1 minute a day. Mary Helen was skeptical. "Doctor, will moving my toes improve my memory?" she asked with some distrust, but she decided to try. 3 weeks later, she came back to my office. She walked in with more firmness, speaking with more clarity. "Doctor," she said with bright eyes, "yesterday, I remembered the phone number of a friend I haven't seen in 20 years. Plus, I no longer stumble when I walk, and words flow when I speak. I feel alive again. That's the story I want for you. And now I'm going to show you exactly how to achieve it." Most people believe that memory loss begins suddenly, as if from one day to the next, they simply stop remembering names, dates, or daily tasks. But the truth is that mental decline is silent, progressive, and often goes unnoticed until it has advanced too far. It all starts with small signs. You struggle to find a word. You forget why you entered a room. You have difficulty following a long conversation, or feel that you no longer think with the same agility as before. Perhaps you attribute this to stress, fatigue, or poor sleep, but in reality, it's your brain sending signals of fatigue. Over time, without adequate stimulation, certain areas of the brain begin to disconnect. The hippocampus, responsible for memory, becomes slower. The cerebellum loses part of its coordination and balance function. And circulation to the brain decreases little by little. It's like a plant that stops receiving water. It doesn't die immediately, but begins to wither from the inside. The good news is that just as a plant can bloom again with the right watering, the brain can also be reactivated. It just needs a specific and constant stimulus. And we're not talking about hours of training or complex techniques, just 1 minute per day. The first exercise is toe movement. It may seem strange to start with the feet when talking about improving memory, but this exercise has a powerful neurological basis. The toes are directly connected to the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible for balance, coordination, and also cognitive functions like attention. By moving them consciously, neural pathways that have been inactive for years are awakened. It's like turning on a forgotten switch. And the results, as incredible as they may seem, have been proven by both science and real people. One of them is Mr. Raymond Garcia, a 75-year-old man who lives in Chicago. When he came to my office, he had difficulty going up and down stairs. He wobbled when walking and avoided going out alone for fear of falling. His legs weren't weak, but the brain had lost connection with the body. I proposed a very simple exercise. Move your toes every day for 1 minute. At first, he laughed. Moving my toes is going to help my memory? He asked, but he agreed to try. The exercise consists of sitting in a comfortable chair, lifting the toes of both feet at the same time, and holding them up for 5 seconds. Then lowering them and pressing firmly against the floor for another 5 seconds. Next, massaging the floor with the tips of the toes for 10 more seconds. And finally, opening and closing the toes for 10 additional seconds. In total, 30 seconds. If you repeat it twice, you complete 1 minute. After 15 days, Mr. Raymond came back and told me, "Doctor, now I walk more firmly. I don't need to lean as much anymore. And the most curious thing, I feel my mind clearer, as if there's more light inside me." A study conducted by the University of Tokyo confirmed what Mr. Raymond experienced. Elderly people who practice this exercise for 3 weeks significantly improve balance, coordination, and also memory compared to those who didn't. It's a simple movement, but profound. You don't need a gym, special clothes, or physical effort. You just need a few minutes in your feet. Because sometimes reactivating the mind starts from the ground. The second exercise is gentle neck movement. This second exercise is one of the most important because it acts on a problem that often goes unnoticed: poor circulation to the brain. When blood doesn't flow properly, the oxygen and nutrients the brain needs don't arrive in sufficient quantity. And what's the result? A slower, cloudier, less alert mind. What few people know is that the neck functions as a crucial bridge between the body and the brain. If that bridge tenses or stiffens due to stress, poor posture, or lack of movement, the passage of blood narrows. It's like bending a hose. Water stops flowing normally. This exercise was designed precisely to release that bridge. It's done sitting with a straight back and relaxed shoulders. Just slowly turn your head to the right, as far as comfortable, without forcing. Return to center and do the same. To the left, then raise your gaze as if you wanted to see the sky and hold for a few seconds. Finally, lower your head gently, bringing your chin toward your chest. Everything done calmly and with attention takes just 30 seconds. If you do it twice a day, you'll be offering your brain a full minute of renewed circulation. Let me tell you about Miss Carmen Sanchez, 78 years old, from Miami. She came to my office complaining of constant dizziness, difficulty concentrating, and a feeling of heaviness in her head. "Doctor," she told me, "I feel like I have cotton inside my brain. Everything is blurry." I taught her this neck exercise. Twice a day, 1 minute total. 1 week later, she called me. Her voice sounded different, clearer, more energetic. "Dr. Carter, the dizziness almost disappeared. I can read the newspaper without losing track. And best of all, I went back to doing crossword puzzles, something I couldn't do for months. The benefits don't take long to appear. More mental clarity, less feeling of heaviness, and greater sharpness to think and remember. It's a simple movement, yes, but when done consciously, it becomes a powerful tool to unlock the mind." The third exercise is conscious tongue movement. This third exercise is, without a doubt, one of the most surprising. And although at first it may seem strange, its effects have been documented in scientific studies and proven in clinical practice. It involves moving the tongue in a specific way to activate brain areas related to language, verbal memory, and mental agility. Why does it work? Because the tongue is full of nerve endings connected directly to the brain. Each conscious movement of the tongue sends intense signals to the area that regulates speech, comprehension, and recall. It's like an internal massage that awakens dormant zones. The exercise is simple, but must be done with attention. Sitting, with an upright spine and mouth slightly open, stick out your tongue as far as you can and hold for a few seconds. Then move it to the right side, as if you wanted to touch your cheek, and then to the left side. Next, press your tongue against the roof of your mouth for a few seconds, alternating between pressure and relaxation. Finally, rotate your tongue in circles inside your mouth, first in one direction and then the other. In total, this entire movement takes approximately 30 seconds. If you repeat it twice, you complete 1 minute. Let me tell you about Mr. Henry Morales, 82 years old, retired engineer from Seattle. Henry came to see me because he felt his words were constantly getting tangled. "Doctor, I have ideas in my head, but when I try to speak, the words don't come out. It's frustrating. I feel foolish, although I know I'm not." I taught him this tongue exercise. At first, he felt ridiculous doing it, but I asked him to trust the process. 2 weeks later, his wife called me emotional. "Dr. Carter, I don't know what you did to my husband, but now he speaks like when we were young. Words flow. Yesterday, he told me a story from his childhood with so many details, it made me cry with emotion." That's the power of this exercise. This exercise is especially useful for those who feel their words get tangled, who can't find the right terms when speaking, or who forget names, dates, and important details. Also for those who feel they have ideas in their head but can't express them clearly. This isn't a mystical technique or a baseless trick. It's basic neurostimulation. Moving the tongue this way improves articulation, thought fluidity, and memory recovery. And most importantly, you can do it right now wherever you are. You don't need any equipment, just your attention and the will to awaken your mind. If you're still here and this information is being valuable to you, comment A1 to show me you're with me. The fourth exercise is ear massage. This exercise may seem strange at first glance, but its impact is profound. Very few people know that ears don't just serve for hearing. Inside them is one of the most important systems for balance, orientation, and the body's state of alertness. More than that, the ears are directly connected to a central part of the brain that regulates our physical and mental stability, the brainstem. When this zone is stimulated correctly, visible changes occur. Coordination improves, dizziness decreases, hearing sharpens, and most interestingly, the mind clears. What seemed like clumsiness when walking or mental fatigue often originates from disconnection in this area, and the solution can be as simple as a gentle ear massage. The exercise consists of sitting relaxed and holding both ears with your hands. First, pull them gently upward and hold the position for a few seconds. Then repeat the movement to the sides, also gently, then downward. Finally, massage with small circular movements, as if you were drawing a circle with your fingers around them. This simple gesture activates balance receptors, improves circulation throughout the region, and generates an immediate sensation of relief. In just 30 seconds, you can feel your ears warming, your face relaxing, and your mind beginning to open. Doing it twice a day potentiates its effects. Let me tell you about Miss Elizabeth Fernandez, 76 years old from Phoenix. Elizabeth suffered from constant dizziness. Every time she got out of bed, the world spun. She was afraid of falling. She had visited several doctors, taken medications, but nothing worked. When I taught her this ear exercise, she looked at me skeptically. "Doctor, touching my ears is going to cure my dizziness?" she asked. I explained the science behind it. The vestibular system, internal balance, neural connections. She decided to try. 1 week later, she sent me a message. "Dr. Carter, the dizziness almost disappeared. I can get up without fear. And something incredible, my memory also improved. I remember things I had forgotten for years. There's nothing mystical or improvised." Medical studies demonstrated that this practice significantly improves vestibular system function and auditory processing, two essential factors to avoid falls, sensory disconnection, and mental confusion in older people. If you've ever felt like you lose balance when standing up, that you walk a bit crooked without realizing it, or that you need to hold on to something to feel secure, this exercise is for you. But even without obvious symptoms, doing it preventively strengthens the communication channels between body and brain. The fifth exercise is the integrated 1-minute routine. This last exercise is, without a doubt, the most powerful. And the best part is you don't need to do everything separately. You can combine the 5 exercises into a single, simple, practical, and very effective sequence that lasts exactly 1 minute per day. This combination works as if you were conducting an orchestra. You can have excellent musicians playing separately, but when they all sound together, the music transforms. The brain works the same way. When multiple areas activate at the same time, the connection between them strengthens, circulation improves, and the mind lights up completely. I want to tell you about Miss Carmen Lopez, an 80-year-old woman who lives in Los Angeles. When she first arrived, her memory was very compromised. She spoke slowly, wobbled when walking, couldn't find words, and her neck barely moved. She had all the symptoms at the same time. She looked at me with some distrust and said, "Doctor, do I really have to do all this? It seems very complicated to me." And I understand. 5 different exercises can seem overwhelming. But when I showed her, she could integrate them in just 1 minute. Sitting comfortably, without effort, something changed in her expression. She started with doubts, but decided to try. I showed her the routine step by step. Sitting, She began moving her toes up and down while slowly turning her neck from side to side. Then she opened and closed her toes while moving her neck up and down. Next, she stuck out her tongue while gently stretching her ears upward. She moved her tongue from side to side while stretching her ears to the sides. She pressed her tongue against the roof of her mouth while pulling her ears downward. And finally, she rotated her tongue inside her mouth while massaging her ears with circular movements. All with gentleness, unhurried. Just 1 minute. In 3 weeks, she came back to the office. She walked in firmly, speaking clearly, with a smile I hadn't seen before. She said, "Doctor, you won't believe it. Yesterday, I remembered the phone number of a friend I haven't seen in 20 years. That's the power of activating the entire brain at once, because when it's stimulated completely, the body responds, memory lights up, and life becomes clearer." Now let me share 3 secrets to potentiate the results. The first secret is something very simple: drinking a glass of water before starting. You may not have known, but 80% of our brain is composed of water. When we're well hydrated, neural connections work better, circulation optimizes, and the exercise effects multiply. A single glass, a few minutes before, can mark the difference between a mild result and a profound improvement. The second secret is breathing deeply while performing the movements. Inhaling through the nose calmly and exhaling slowly through the mouth activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reduces anxiety, and brings more oxygen to the brain. This type of breathing not only relaxes, but literally lights up brain areas that were turned off. It's like opening a window to let in fresh air. And the third secret is doing the routine accompanied by soft music you like. It can be a quiet piano, relaxing guitar, or nature sounds. Music activates brain areas related to pleasure, motivation, and memory. Doing these exercises in a pleasant environment transforms the minute into a moment of total well-being. I also want to warn you about 3 common mistakes you should avoid. As important as what to do is knowing what to avoid. The first mistake is doing the exercises too quickly, as if they were just another task to complete. Remember, the brain needs calmness. If you rush, the effect diminishes, and you can even get dizzy. The second is forcing your body until you feel pain. It's not necessary. These movements don't require effort. If you feel discomfort, stop. Listen to your body and treat it with gentleness. And the third is lack of consistency. Many people do it once, feel good, and then forget. But the brain loves repetition. If you do it every day, even if just for 1 minute, the changes accumulate, memory strengthens, the mind clears, and the body recovers balance. Your mind is waiting. Today you learned a powerful, simple, and accessible routine for anyone, regardless of age. 5 movements that awaken key brain zones. The toes to activate balance, the neck to improve circulation, the tongue to stimulate language and memory, the ears to awaken concentration and stability, and the integrated routine that unites everything and potentiates the effects. Perhaps, while doing it with me, you already felt something. A tingling in your feet, a small relief in your neck, a sudden clarity in your thoughts. That's not chance. It's your body reacting. It's your brain saying, "I'm here, I still can." Because it's not too late. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, 80, or more. Your mind continues alive. Your brain can still renew itself. And all it needs is for you to decide to give it a chance. Just 1 minute per day, nothing more. You don't need expensive medications, complicated routines, or empty promises. Just 2 things: the desire to start and the consistency to continue. If you got this far, you already have something very valuable in your hands. And if you decide to use it, I guarantee that in a few weeks, you'll notice the difference. Not just you. The people around you will also perceive it. They'll see your energy, your confidence, your way of speaking and walking. They'll see a new version of you. If this information was useful, share it with someone who needs it. With that friend who says their mind is tired. With that sister who forgets where she left her keys. Because we all deserve to age with clarity and dignity. And if you decide to start today, I want you to come back in 3 weeks and tell me how it went. I want to read in the comments what changed in you, because your story can be someone's hope. If this video helped you, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. Give it a like so it reaches more people. Share with someone who needs it. Your action can change a life. In the next video, I'll talk about the foods that are damaging your memory without you knowing it. Don't miss it. I'm Dr. Evelyn Carter. Your brain is waiting. Start today. Your memory will thank you. See you in the next video.